Hello everyone. So I will be taking my first trade on FTSE. So before I do that, I will be recording the price action on the chart and what we can expect from the market on 2nd February. So on the monthly chart, it looks quite bullish since Corona. There hasn't been any major retracements, and that would be the same for weekly chart. So it's a good bull run. There was a minor retracement last year, but since June, this has been again a good bull run. There has been for the last 3 weeks some resistance at the top in order to break its high, but that doesn't mean it cannot go up. So because I'm going to take intraday trade, I will be switching over to hourly chart, and on hourly chart I can see there's a clear resistance here. So this looks good. Something unusual I can see here. Was a breakout. It was a fake breakout. There was this huge, large candle. It broke through and then sweeping the liquidity, the price came back. But we can't say for sure if this was really a powerful move just by looking at the candles, because we'll have to do some checks on the volume, which we'll do in a while. But then on the price action side, yep, there was a brief amount where the price actually did broke. So we'll have to do some volume inspection here. And the price broke, it consolidated, it tried to make a higher. The day closed, and then on the very next day, it gapped down and retraced back. So this is actually a very good price action, that after breaking, there is some consolidation, and in the very end of the day, there was um, there was a closing at the high and then gapping down. This is common when the price is at its very top. So now let's go and see what is happening. Currently, I don't see any trend. It's just that there is a big fight between this zone. So, yep, this looks the zone, and we can see there is a trend line support also coming in on an hourly chart. So one of the obvious things can be that if it gaps down tomorrow, there is support on both these lines. Is there liquidity below these lines? Yes, there is liquidity, but there is resistance too. So if the price falls down, yes, there is liquidity at both ends, right below this level and also within this level, but we'll confirm that on the volume chart. So let's expand the on balance volume. Let's first go through and inspect the breakout zone that happened, which was during this period. So we can see that the volume spiked to the very top and then it topped again. This is good price action. And then when it actually um, went ahead and broke the previous high, the volume was actually diverging. So there was not much volume left. It's still this slope is rising, but considering that it's at the top, there could have been much more volume, which was not there. And then as the price started to go down and consolidate, the volume gradually went down. And by the end of the day, we can see that it it even though it closed at the high, the volume was not at its peak, which in itself is a bearish uh, divergence based on the volume. Let's quickly check the volume in this zone. So there was a good spike in volume as the price consolidated, the volume fall. There was a spike, but then again fall. So this divergence is not going to help in breaking this price, this resistance. Let's see what happened here. As the Oh, this is a classic example of pure divergence. On an hourly chart, you can see that the price is making higher highs on an hourly chart, and as everybody could see that it's going towards its high. But if you look at this entire rally, this is this is not good. There is a big divergence there. And if I go and see the next move, the volume is, I would say the volume from this point up till this point has kind of consolidated, and it consolidated right up till this level, and then it tried to break, but I wouldn't buy into this move because the move has started from a very diverging volume. Up till this point there was huge volume divergence, which is not good. Then as we can see at the very top, yes, there is volume, but not the volume we would have expected the move to have. There was again a fall. This was a good fall. The volume is falling, which is good. And then during this consolidation phase, again, this is not what we expect. During a consolidation zone, if the trend is down, the volume is consolidating or falling, this move has the potential to go down further. It went up, and on the upside, there was a rise in volume, which is good. This is good. And now we can see that um, the volume is rising. So this was actually a good move. Now we have to identify why this happened, which we'll do using some other indicators. It came back sharply, the volume fall down again, and then ever since the price rose, the volume fall again, and it falls down. Then as you can see, again the price has tried to hit this on a good volume, but as it is trying to break the highs, the volume is relatively on the lower side. So I don't, looking at the volume and at the price action, I don't see this breaking through. Even if it opens gap up and tries to push further, the volume is considerably down, which which is not a good sign. Now we have to check why this move failed. We can look into the strength. How was the strength at this point in time? So right from this consolidation into this consolidation, we can already see that the RSI divergence is taking place, but we cannot take a trade until the volume supports it. So in order for volume to support this price action, here you can see the volume is falling up till this point. We cannot take a trade even though we have volume divergence. We can only take a trade once this, so from this point where the volume is here, we can see until this point this line is broken. So if I take a horizontal line and see, We can see until this is broken and this has been broken here. So this was a good time to take a trade. But as we moved to the very top, um, the only thing I could see for this failing was that it pretty much had the same volume. Okay, so there is a catch here. The volume at this point and the volume at this point were almost the same. This is not what we would have expected from a breakout. We would have seen much higher volume, which was not there. Um, let's see what is RSI doing right now. The RSI is strong. It's consolidatory strong, but the volume is not supporting it. Let's look into the final indicator, which is the MACD. And the only reason I use MACD is that it helps you to track the recent momentum against the long-term momentum. And if I look back in this zone, I could see there was momentum and it was a good momentum, um, but it failed. And the only thing I can fail off is the volume part. I can add volume to see if there was volume. So here on the breakout, there was actually no volume. Yeah, so this is also one of the big issues, that for a breakout to be on a price change of this big candle, I would expect the volume to be considerably high. And that's what exactly we saw in the on volume chart, that here you had a very good volume on this candle, but then going forth on the breakout, the volume was missing. So yeah, fake breakout, volume not supported. Then let's quickly check the MACD to check the current stat. So we can see that as of now, the short term, if you look at these bars, the short term momentum is positive, but it's not, filled with, it's not as strong as you would have expect on the higher high break. So the overall conviction I see looking at this chart is it's more of consolidation to bearish. There is not much momentum, there is not much volume um, in the price action, and unless there is a good volume coming in, I wouldn't expect the high to be broken. So yeah, let's see how this goes out today. If I would have to take a trade, I would be mostly planning to do it on the lower side. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Thank you.